It's Rob Burnham, ATR Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Richard Land Comments. It's time to do another episode of True Blood Reviews. This time reviewing True Blood Season 3, Episode 2. What happens on this week's episode is Bill gets captured by the king of the vampires in Mississippi, and he brings him to his mansion, and what happens is we find out that the werewolves of Mississippi and the vampires, some of them actually work together, and the werewolves are underlings to this king. And this king winds up offering Bill a sheriff position in the 2nd District of the Mississippi Coven of Vampires. But Bill is pretty much denying him of this and doesn't want to have nothing to do with it. And then this female vampire, but I think it's the vampire that works under Eric. I'm not sure. I think that's who this chick was. It wasn't. It looked like her. Anyway, Bill winds up throwing a lantern at this chick's head and catching her on fire, whoever it is. But we find out that the werewolves are tracking down Sookie for some reason, so let's see what happens with that. At the end of the episode, Eric tells Sookie to invite him in the house because there's an alpha werewolf in there that tries to get Sookie, but Eric winds up fighting it at the end of the episode, and then the episode cuts off, so let's see what happens with that. Only other thing that's happening is Sookie's brother is riding around with the detective, and he's keeping an eye on him to make sure he doesn't do nothing stupid. And then they bust up this meth lab that is run by some kind of supernatural beings. We have to find out what they are later on. She knows what they are, but I don't know what they are. Anyway, other than that, that's all that really happened. My question for y'all is, now that this alpha werewolf has showed up at Sookie's house, what's going to happen with that? As always, Rob Burnham, ATR Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, do you awesome. It's been another episode of Richard Land Comments. See you on this time.